What happened while we were away brought to you by a holding pattern. The United States has not gotten involved in strikes on Iran yet, but President Trump addressed the Iran issue on the White House lawn this morning.
Iran's got a lot of trouble, and they want to negotiate. And I said, why didn't you negotiate with me before? All this death and destruction. Why didn't you negotiate? I said to the people, why didn't you negotiate with me 2 weeks ago? You could have done fine. You would have had a country. It's very sad to watch this.
Meanwhile, Israel spent another night attacking targets within Iran, and Ayatollah Khamenei continued his defiance and messaging online and launching missiles towards Israel. Of course, nearly all were intercepted. Tucker Carlson invited Senator Ted Cruz on for an interview. Cruz, of course, is not exactly a Lindsey Graham when it comes to overseas wars. Nevertheless, Carlson pulled this on him.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
what
predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not
okay.
even. You don't know anything about Iran.
And now a new segment on the montage called Fun Facts About Iran So You Don't Get Got by Tucker Carlson. Fun fact number 1, Iran's national flower is the lotus, or Nilumbo nucifera, symbolizing purity and resilience, often found in Persian art and literature. Fun fact number 2, the Persian cat, known for its long, fluffy fur and round face, originated in Iran, historically Persia, and was first documented in Europe in the 17th century. Fun fact number 3, Iranian tea culture involves serving tea in small, curved glasses called estikhan, often with a sugar cube held between the teeth while sipping, a habit called gand palu. It's a new segment called Fun Facts About Iran So You Don't Get Got by Tucker Carlson. Learning Chinese today. Today's phrase is, this is all very sophomoric.
这一切都非常幼稚.
According to a new poll from Trafalgar, 74.4% of Americans approve of President Trump's position that Iran must not have a nuclear weapon. 23% disapprove, and around 3% have no opinion. Moving on, a huge win for sanity at the Supreme Court, who ruled 6-3 to uphold Tennessee's law that bans meatball surgeries for children in the name of gender. You'll recall during oral arguments, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, that's the same justice who, when asked during her confirmation if she knew what a woman was, replied by saying she's not a biologist. Well, she compared this Tennessee law to banning interracial marriage.
As I read the statute here, the case here, the court starts off by saying that Virginia is now one of 16 states which prohibit and punish marriages on the basis of racial classifications. And when you look at the structure of that law, it looks in terms of, you can't do something that is inconsistent with your own characteristics. It's sort of the same thing. So,
fortunately, the court ignored her and wrote in the ruling in U.S. v. Scarametti, quote, the court's role is not to judge the wisdom, fairness, or logic of the ban on surgically mutilating minors, but only to ensure that the law does not violate equal protection guarantees. It does not. Questions regarding the law's policy are thus appropriately left to the people, their elected representatives, and the democratic process. The Federal Reserve is meeting today to talk about interest rates. Back to President Trump, who has a new nickname for Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
He's not a smart person. I don't even think he's that political. I think he hates me, but that's okay. He should. He should. I call him every name in the book, trying to get him to do something. I've been nice to him. I do it always. I don't know how to sell. I've been so nice to him, fellas, you wouldn't believe. Let's have dinner. Too late. I'd call him too late. Come on, too late. Let's have dinner. I do it every way in the book. I'm nasty. I'm nice. Nothing works. He's like just a stupid person. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent smacked the panicins when it comes to tariffs.
TDS, and a lot of people think that's Trump derangement syndrome. It's tariff derangement syndrome.
Right, the next stage.
The next stage. Yeah. And I think that a lot of Democrats are in favor of tariffs, but now that President Trump is leading the charge, they can't be. And so they call them the Trump tariffs. And that all these predictions have just been baseless and a flop, and nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit it.
A couple of wins from Maha. Kraft Heinz announced on Tuesday it's going to be removing artificial food dyes from its products within the next 2 years, with General Mills announcing a similar measure in the same day. In a press release on Tuesday, General Mills said it's working to remove certified colors from K-12 school foods by summer of 2026 and then all foods by the end of 2027. And finally, an oldie but a goodie.
If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn it off with the other also. Unless they're a Republican. Then you can feel free to punch them in the face. Let the children come unto me, and do not hinder them, unless they might be born into poverty, or they might be an inconvenience to your party lifestyle. In that case, feel free to murder them in the womb. Haven't you read that in the beginning, God created them male and female, and genderqueer, femboy, trans man, trans woman, two-spirit.
That's Woke Jesus from the Babylon Bee, and that's what happened while we were away.